Baba Yaga, guardian or monster. Deep in the forests of Eastern Europe, there is a legend about a mysterious and terrifying figure who has appeared in stories for centuries. Her name is Baba Yaga. In some tales, she is a horrifying witch who hunts travelers and devours anyone unlucky enough to wander into her forest. In other stories, she helps those who prove themselves brave, clever, and respectful. Because of this strange contradiction, Baba Yaga has become one of the most fascinating figures in folklore. So who is she really? A monster or something far more complicated? The legend of Baba Yaga comes from Slavic folklore, particularly from regions that are now Russia, Ukraine, Poland, and Belarus. These stories existed long before they were written down and were passed from generation to generation through oral storytelling. In the 19th century, many of these tales were collected by the Russian folklorist Alexander Afanasyev, who recorded hundreds of traditional stories. His work helped preserve many of the Baba Yaga legends that people still read today. Across these stories, Baba Yaga appears again and again, but her role is never completely the same. However, certain details about her rarely change. Baba Yaga is usually described as an old woman with frightening features. She is often said to have iron teeth, a long crooked nose, and wild, tangled hair. Some stories describe her as having a thin, skeletal body, or even a bony leg. But what truly makes her unforgettable is where she lives. According to legend, Baba Yaga lives deep in the forest, in a strange wooden hut that stands on enormous chicken legs. Instead of sitting still like a normal house, the hut can move, spin, and turn as if it were alive. In many stories, travelers who find the hut cannot even enter it until they speak a magical command, telling the house to turn its back to the forest and its front toward them. Only then will the door appear. Inside this bizarre home lives Baba Yaga herself. Even the way she travels is unusual. Unlike the broomstick witches that appear in Western fairy tales, Baba Yaga flies through the sky in a giant mortar, the heavy bowl normally used for grinding grain. She sits inside the mortar while pushing herself forward with a pestle, and as she flies, she sweeps away her tracks with a broom made from birch branches so no one can follow her path. Because of these strange details, Baba Yaga has become one of the most unique witches in world folklore. But the most interesting part of her legend is not her appearance or her magical hut. It is the mystery of whether she is truly evil. In many stories, Baba Yaga is extremely dangerous. Travelers who stumble upon her home may be captured and threatened with being cooked and eaten. Some tales describe her fence as being made of human bones, with skulls placed on top of the posts. These skulls glow with an eerie light, illuminating the darkness around her forest home. Stories like these helped reinforce the fear people once had of the deep wilderness. For villagers long ago, the forest could be a dangerous place, filled with wild animals, harsh weather, and the risk of getting hopelessly lost. But not every story shows Baba Yaga as a monster. In some of the most famous folk tales, she actually helps the heroes who seek her out. One well-known example comes from the Russian folktale called Vasilisa the Beautiful. In this story, a young girl named Vasilisa is sent into the forest by her cruel stepmother and stepsisters to find fire. They send her to Baba Yaga's hut, believing the witch will kill her. Instead of attacking the girl immediately, Baba Yaga gives her several difficult tasks. Vasilisa must cook, clean, and separate piles of grain before morning. If she fails, Baba Yaga warns that she will be eaten. But with patience and determination, Vasilisa completes the tasks. Rather than harming her, Baba Yaga rewards the girl with a magical skull lantern that helps her escape her cruel family. Stories like this suggest that Baba Yaga may not simply be evil. Instead, she acts as a kind of test. Those who are rude, greedy, or foolish often meet a terrible fate. But those who are brave, respectful and clever may earn her help. Because of this, many scholars believe Baba Yaga represents something deeper in Slavic folklore. She may symbolize the unpredictable power of nature itself. The forests of Eastern Europe were vast, mysterious, and sometimes deadly, but people also depended on them for survival. In this way, Baba Yaga reflects the idea that the wilderness can both harm and protect those who enter it. Over time, her legends spread far beyond the villages where the stories first began. Today, Baba Yaga appears in books, films, and modern fantasy stories, often portrayed as a powerful and mysterious witch. Yet the original folklore still leaves us with an unsettling question. Was Baba Yaga meant to be feared or respected? Perhaps the answer is both, because in the ancient forests where these stories were born, the line between danger and protection was never very clear. And somewhere deep in those dark woods, the hut on chicken legs may still be waiting for its next visitor.